Hi guys.
Hello.
Welcome to Etta, Arlene Spiritcast. If you're new to this podcast, we talk about all things related to mindfulness, magic, astrology, tarot, Reiki, meditation, anything in that realm. Today's episode is a short episode. We were on break last week, so we're just going to chat a little bit, and then next week's episode we're actually having Thomas Mooneygle back on, and he's going to talk about a lot of cool stuff. We haven't done the interview yet. It's actually going to be done
soon.
In an hour.
It's going to be cool because we haven't talked to him since, 2020, and that's when I had my mental breakdown.
Yeah, guys, okay, so we've had Thomas on a couple times, and there was an episode where we wanted to do a witchy roundtable, and we thought we had this in the works pre-pandemic, and we were we're going to get some of the witches that were on our show, and we're just going to all get together and chat. But when we were able to schedule this roundtable, it was at the height of the pandemic, and whenever we really didn't know what was going on, everybody,
we were all stuck inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that episode in particular, you can tell that we were all kind of going through our own mental
turmoil.
looping and turmoil, and I may have been slightly inebriated.
I definitely was. 1,000%. I was lit.
And then that embarrassing moment when we found out that Thomas doesn't drink.
Yeah, or partake in any libations.
So he's stone cold sober while the rest of
the guests, we were all just
drinking the sorrow.
Yeah, drinking and trying to make it. We all made it through.
I mean, it's a good episode, and I think it's cool because it really probably reflects the energy and that time period and kind of how we were all feeling. And he actually does a healing on that episode, I believe, or he does a reading for you. I can't remember.
He does a healing on me.
Yeah.
Because he could see my face.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. You should listen to it, actually. It definitely encapsulates the energy.
Yeah, if you're curious. So it's we're really excited to have him on again because there's a lot of good stuff happening, and we're really excited for him to come to Pittsburgh for his event.
In July.
Yeah, in July. So if you guys are around and you want to
hang out and do some mystical stuff.
It'll be at the Menagerie, so we'll probably have that link down below.
Yeah, we're going to update when it gets closer to remind everybody.
Yeah, because I'm not sure if you can, register yet.
Yeah.
We actually have a potluck tomorrow. No, I'm sorry, not tomorrow, Monday. At a new witch shop called Ceremony.
Yeah.
Or Ceremonial.
It's already, wow. I can't believe this month is gone already. I can't get over that. We were just at the Botanica.
Yeah, I feel like we were just there, and then we did our healing circle. There's this practitioner locally named Trish, and she does this healing circle mid-month where you call back your energy. It's every month, and so it felt like we had just did it, and then here we are again doing it again, and but it's all cool. So I mean, that healing circle, if you want to do that, that's at the Menagerie as well. And then the potlucks at Ceremonial. I've never been to this witch shop.
We've never been there before, so
we don't. I mean,
we're gonna fill it out.
Yeah. I was gonna say the people we know that are gonna be there are nice, but we don't know.
We're so grateful we have this new crew of people that we are associated with.
Yeah,
it's awesome. Living the dream.
Yeah, I feel like this year's really cool. But we're gonna chat more. I want to talk a little bit about astrology, but before we get into it, do you want to tell them where they can find us?
Yeah, you can follow us over on Twitter at edpro_pgh. We tweet a lot. You can follow us on Instagram, Tumblr, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at Arlene. I think it's at Instagram first. Whatever. And you can follow us over on YouTube, where we post Reiki-infused videos almost every single day. Go over there, like and subscribe, get the juice, and then go to our website, edarlene.com. Sign up for our email list. We send free Reiki out once a month. Almost. We are gonna get better at it. We should probably schedule that today, but and as always, we are extremely grateful for you for listening to this, following us, liking the stuff that we do. We really, really appreciate you all. Okay, guys, this is an ad. We believe in supporting small business, and today we're talking about the small business called Garage Cats.
They make 100% organic, handmade lip balm using hemp and cocoa butter. It smells amazing. It lasts for a very long time. They use eco-friendly paper tubes. They're pretty much awesome. If you are interested in supporting this business, you can find the link below or go to garagecats.etsy.com. We just want to take a quick moment to invite everyone listening to check out our shop at arlene.com. If you like what we do, it is one of the easiest ways to support us. Plus, you will get our awesome handcrafted 100% vegan soy candles, our prints, books, oracle cards, and book a Reiki session. All of this can be found at ettaarlene.com and linked in the show notes. Okay, we're back. So, today is the 23rd that we're recording it, and it's probably going to be released tomorrow. Fingers crossed. It might be Saturday you guys are listening. It doesn't matter when you're listening to it. This thing that's happening astrologically, we're going to be sitting in for a really long time. And I've been telling everybody at the start of the year, I'm like, guys, I think the energy is like really working. It's going to feel different. And then I don't know if you noticed, the guests we've had on the podcast all have kind of said, like Kiara mentioned it a lot, like the energy is just so different this year. And there's a lot of people are feeling a lot of momentum. If you're not, it's probably because you're in like a period of rest before things start moving again. But it's exciting right now, and today in particular, our day of recording, because Pluto's going into Aquarius, and that's the big thing I've been like really excited for, because it's going to be sitting in that placement for a while. I believe it's 20 years. I'm not an astrologer, so I could be wrong about that. I'm just doing this off of memory, but it's exciting because Aquarius is, you know, you guys might know, you don't know, Aquarius is like very different energy than what we've been in before, and it kind of like pushes you to like think differently and move differently. And then when you couple that with us like going into the age of Aquarius, and you have like Pluto energy, so when we think of Pluto, it's like Hades, you know, god of death, not god of death, he's the god of the underworld, but often it's like kind of shadow work, but like reinventing yourself. So like maybe the death card or tower card in tarot. So basically what I'm getting at is we are, as people on a personal level, maybe collectively, like everybody was panicking because the last time it was like this was like during the French Revolution and during like these big revolutionary like moments in history. And so of course like you're gonna have people on the internet like, oh, the reckoning's coming, look what's going on in Paris, like freaking out. But that's just like so people can get clicks, in my personal opinion. No offense to anybody that's listening, but a lot of the stuff I've noticed that you hear online where it really like hypes stuff up and then incites like a lot of fear and panic, it's so that you can get like the hits, and that's in our metaphysical community as well.
It's just like the TikTok stuff.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like it's cool because it apparently this placement is gonna like help us kind of embody who we really want to be and our like true potential, and not be afraid to do that.
It's crazy that you're saying that.
Yeah, and like shedding.
That's been the energy I've been sitting in
for a while. Yeah,
for a while. But like the whole self-reflecting and like how am I presenting myself? What do I want to be? What do I want to look like? Blah blah blah. That's been the energy I've been sitting in.
Yeah, and they said that there's right now also maybe non-astrologically related, but still like kind of energetic wise. They said a lot of people are having claircognizance and clairsentience like amped up. So how that can manifest is if you're clairsentient. So everybody thinks like clairsentience is just like empathy, but it's also the physical sensations. So like if you're clairsentient, there's like 3 types of ways you can experience that, in my personal opinion and in my experience. One is the empathic, where you're feeling other people's emotions, where like, you know, you're very empathic.
Severely.
I'd say clairsentience is one of your strong clairs. And then there's another version where you feel information. And how that manifests is you feel like you know what it is. Like you know like what the core of it is, but it's like you have to translate it into words. That's another version of that. And then there's the physical version where you have like pains in your body. So I have a I had a reading from a friend at the art studio, and she's phenomenal. And I love it because when she did the reading, she's like, "Oh, I don't know if I'm that good," you know. And then she just like blew me away, and I still like think about some of the stuff that she like told me. But one of the things she'd said, she's an earth sign too. She was talking about like feeling information in your body, and I had another reader talk about this to me too, which is like 2 readers told me this, and so I feel like it's something important in general. And it's like if you feel a ping or a pain or something, it's clear you're feeling information, like your body, the universe trying to tell you something. Like let's say you're having a difficult time moving forward and you're doing a reading and you don't realize it's movement, like moving forward, you might get like a pain in your ankle. And then then you think about like, what does that mean for you to allow that information to come to you? So a lot of people are having that amped up, and like waking up and having a random pain in your body that you didn't have before. And I don't know, obviously don't neglect going to the doctor if you need it, period. You need to go to the doctor if you feel
what like Louise Hay said, I believe, like our bodies are trying to tell us things.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're having certain pain, like what is that representing for you? What brought it on? How are you thinking at the time when you got that feeling?
Yeah, so that's like if you're doing it on a personal level.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like psychic information from that too.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're doing a reading, if you're doing Reiki or something like that, or you might have that pain and then like you're like, oh, my head hurts, and then like, you know, your brother ends up hitting their head off of a door or something, and you're like, oh,
that's why.
And then the claircognizance is just like information like coming to you and knowing things. So apparently those 2 clairs are like ramping up for whatever reason, and so
you always call my claircognizance drunk uncle.
Yeah,
but then I always end up being right.
Sometimes though, well, I call
sometimes.
Well, no, that's an overlap. So sometimes you are drunk uncle because you are drunk. It's just
drunken channeling.
You're just drunk. There's a difference between when you say things like, yeah, the pelicans is
loose facts.
Loose facts versus just like something where you're like, I'm telling you,
this is gonna happen.
So and so, they're gonna, you know, blah blah blah.
And all of a sudden, an hour later, person hits up.
Yeah. So we'll see how that works out. I'll be curious what other people's experiences are.
Well, this one guy I follow, he was talking about how because I guess if you pay attention to like the solar stuff, we were just talking about loosely about that, but. So there's certain windows and time frames where we get this energy coming in, and he was talking about how his clairs were upgrading. Yeah. And I felt that.
Yeah, I feel like I would have to agree. So it's like weird because like if you're already engaging in a lot of metaphysical things, I feel like sometimes it's hard to know like where certain things are coming from.
Mm-hmm. It's like, are you getting zapped and juiced up by the HDBs?
Yeah, like, am I feeling this way because I have a high dimensional being in my energy field? That's what HDB is, by the way. If you guys didn't listen to Hannah's episode,
go listen to it.
Yeah, that's where we got that from. So high dimensional beings are going to be exactly what the angels, you know, high vibing things. 1 second, I have a cat diving into the plants.
I swear, you should get him like a Steve Irwin outfit.
Yeah.
And like get a video of him like in the jungle of plants.
Yeah. All right, so back to energy. And then it's like, am I doing a lot of tarot? And then now I'm like having these like precognitive occurrences, or is it astrologically related? Is it this? Is it that? So, yeah, sometimes I think it's hard to tell where it's coming from. Am I just like more receptive because I've been meditating more?
I was gonna say, if you are feeling overwhelmed with that, meditate.
Yeah.
Get some silence.
That's the solution. That's always
That's it.
going.
Yeah. If you have really like claircognizance or clairsentience for sure, and you feel overwhelmed in public, like protect your energy. Ask your team to help you.
Yeah, that's one thing. I feel like people neglect is like their spirit team.
Mm-hmm.
They can really like move things around for you and help you get clarity. You just have to like ask and be receptive.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they might do things that you need done and you don't realize it.
I'm excited to see what's going to happen with this transit. Like,
well, there's another one that's really cool, and it's Pisces and Saturn. And it's interesting because they're kind of contrary, if that makes sense. Like, Pisces is very like, ooh, fluid, and and then you have Saturn that's like really restrictive. So having the Pluto and Aquarius and Saturn and Pisces is a really cool combination, and then a great opportunity to explore a lot of things on a personal level. And yeah, so enjoy the ride. We'll be sitting in that Pluto energy for a while, like really long time. But apparently it's going to really shift things in your life and make you act more authentically and kind of cut the bullshit. And it'll manifest differently for everybody.
One thing I do want to say, when we do have these transits, these astrological transits and stuff, try to keep your vibe as high as possible and don't try to fall into whatever triggers are happening in your realm. Don't focus on all the negative stuff that's happening in the media. Like, focus on your world.
There's like this level, I feel, and it's like, am I being informed or am I being like distracted from my own journey? So like, it's like, where do you cross the line from being distracted for your growth, from your growth and your progress, to just being informed? So it's like I always think, like, be informed, do what you can to make the world a better place, but don't lose sight of like why you're here and who you are and the path you're on. And it's easy to like do that in any form with the amount of media we have thrown at us constantly. And then, when she's talking about these astrological transits, if you're trying to like optimize the energy for whatever spiritual alchemy you're on,
whatever wizard life you're doing.
Yeah, like it might be cool to kind of integrate that, and then obviously like dark nights of the souls happen, and especially when we have huge changes going on in our lives, you have to like be into that shadow to see the sun.
In order to get to the next level of your life, you have to let some parts of you die, and it's going to feel uncomfortable. Yeah. And you're not in those, everything has a purpose, and you're in that energy for a reason, for however long it needs to be. So just feel and process your emotions.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what's going on like with the planets and everything that I'm concerned with. There's probably a lot more happening, but
yeah, like astrologers are like, oh my god.
Yeah. But like astrology is like this like kind of like a map, and what you do with it is what you do with it. A tool for your, like I said, alchemy or whatever you're doing. It's like something you can kind of reach into in your practice.
We should talk about not in this episode, but human design. It is kind of controversial, right? We should talk about that. It's
controversial because the founder
was controversial.
Yeah, so this is what I know about him, and there might be more suspect things that this guy did, but I don't know about it. But the reason why people think it's controversial, the story I heard, like there might be more to it, was that the founder, I believe he claimed he was a manifester. Okay. So, I'm a manifester, by the way. Woo! And you're a... What are you? It's not a reflector. It's a, shoot, what is it?
Am I a generator?
No, you're not a generator. You're not a manifesting generator either. You're that one that, like, takes in,
oh my god, why do I know this? Why did I bring this up and I don't remember?
Well, anyway, so with the manifester aspect, or whatever, that title is in human design, we can be like kind of like initiators to projects, and can kind of sometimes just go off and do our own thing. And so one of the recommendations for healing that...
I'm a projector.
A projector.
That's great. Projectors... who make up 20% of the world's population and offer wisdom and guidance to the rest of the world. I guess I'm following my human design.
Yeah, so our guests from the Reiki Loop episode are who got us interested in human design. It is really cool. It's very cool, but back to why it's controversial. So if you're not familiar with human design, there's a category called manifester, and manifestors are supposed to be like the initiators and like kind of the doers, and they like kind of can just do things that people might not understand at first, but then everybody will follow suit. I don't want to like say like revolutionary, but they're just kind of like an initiator of projects. And they can have like a lot of ideas going on in their heads. They can be very creative, depending on the type. Not to say that you're not a creative person in the other categories. It's just the way this energy is like expressed. So what human design will do is it'll give you examples as to how you can navigate the world and use your energy in the world in a healthy way. A lot of the stuff that they tell you is that like our society is built around like the generator energy and category, and that's processing energy a little bit different than like projectors, reflectors, and manifestors. And then the back to like manifesting, a lot of the stuff where they tell you how to like manifest your life is aimed at like how manifestors do it, or not that generators can't manifest, it's just they use a different technique. So it helps you like kind of, I don't want to say helps you use magic, but it helps you like basically manifest things into your life the most efficient way based off of your energy. And then it uses like astrology and a couple other things that are like kind of
systems,
blended together. And so the guy that created it, it's the usual story, and HDV like came to him, whatever. So he said he was a manifester, and one of the things that they say that we will do is we'll just do stuff, and it's like not uncommon for you to just kind of go somewhere, like physically get up and go somewhere because you have an idea pop in your head and you need to go act on that idea. And so to be a healthy manifestor, you're supposed to tell people before you do things. You don't just like blindside them. And there's little recommendations like that for every category so that we can all kind of understand each other a little bit more. And I mean, that resonates. Sometimes I do just kind of like do things and I don't tell people, and then they're like, whoa, why'd you do that? But this is the thing. This guy just got up and left his family. He just abandoned his family. And then he tried to use being a manifestor to justify being a shitty person. And that's the one controversial thing I heard about him. He used it kind of like, that's just my nature. I just do it. And he caught like the suffering that he caused. It was like he didn't own up. He didn't like, I guess, own up to it or whatever.
What time period was this though?
I mean, it's not that long ago.
Oh.
It's like 90s.
No, the 90s. I'm like thinking like the 60s or some stuff.
No, but he was just kind of like, this is just how I am. This is my nature. And just like abandoned them. And clearly it is his nature to just kind of do something like that without remorse. But like, I don't know. There's more to the story. That was just the core of it. And I just was like, okay. Yeah.
It is still cool though if you want to look into human design.
It is cool.
Separate the creation from the creator.
Yeah, you gotta like research it. I mean, there's a lot of controversial figures in everything. Aspect. You know, you go in the art world, music, obviously witchcraft. There's a lot of weird like sus things. So use your own discretion, but it is a cool system and it's very in depth.
Informative.
Very informative, and it's crazy how a lot of it will resonate. If the thing is, you have to like really research it. So one of the trappings that I like noticed with human design is there'll be a lot of like free chart generators, but this chart looked wild. Like you're like, what is going on? I have no idea what this means. Like no idea. And then the website that made you the free chart will be like, yeah, it's gonna be like $2,000
to interpret
let you know what this means. But you can like do what like I did, what she did. I feel like it was me. Like
it was you.
Told you.
It was you.
I bought books and I read them and I interpreted everybody's charts.
Yeah,
and that's what I did. And then there's websites too that have the interpretations, but you have to like read through them. they're not like handing you like this is what it means. Where I feel like astrology is a little easier because there's a lot of websites where you can put your chart in, like Cafe Astrology.
Do you think because there's more people practicing astrology, so there's more information out there?
I do, but I think human design is one of those modalities that people were getting certified in to make money off of it. So they were doing the training to be able to read the human design chart.
Well, that's cool, whatever.
Yeah.
Everybody has their purpose.
Yes, I think it's like a business thing too. But like I said, there's a lot of books on it if you put in the work. There's aspects of astrology too that don't have a lot of information. Like I talk about
Draconian.
Yeah, like that. You're gonna have to get a book for that. Then there's the soul-centered astrology, which is kind of like draconian astrology is like your soul's like chart, and then there's like esoteric astrology that is also very much like spirit leaning, and that one you need a little more like literature and research.
Speaking
on
of
your
books,
own.
though, if you are into researching things and want to research some more topics, we have a library that we curated. The link, we can link it down below, and you can go check out some of the sections and start researching some of the stuff we talk about. And some of the books that our guests recommend are on there as well. So go check that out.
Yes, I love our libraries. We like broke it into sections. A lot of the books that we've read, and if we didn't read them, it was either recommended from a guest, or it's on our reading list, or the reviews. I saw that somebody was like, "This book's awesome," and I went down a rabbit hole, and like I said, it's either on our reading list, we read it,
or it was recommended
by a guest. Yeah. And so there's like whatever, we tried to have it like separated by like the type of practice you might have. We have like one for like Celtic, one for Norse. There's one for like African spirituality. That one's interesting because we have kind of like two categories for that, because we have one that's leaning more into like hoodoo and like African traditions from the Americas that are kind of like folk magic, but it's a little bit different than like Egyptian, like Kemet or Kemeticism, but Egypt's Africa, like so it's going in there, like, but we had it separated, and then so there's like this African like Egyptian and then other like spiritual practices like in Africa that we have a section for that, and then we have the one that is like African American,
like hoodoo,
like hoodoo and stuff like that, and then and those are growing. We have more.
We're constantly adding.
Yeah, so if it looks like there's not enough on a certain topic, I think we have like one for tarot. We have one for
we have one for manifesting
astrology, Greek, like Hellenic.
We try to cover all the bases.
Like I said, if it feels like there's like a section that doesn't have enough in it, it's because we need to read more of those books, or we need more guests to like recommend them. And it's growing, so you guys are welcome to like recommend books if you want.
We need a hoodoo guest on here.
We do, and I've been trying to find like the perfect
fit.
I just want somebody who like I don't know, it feels like we meet people and then we forget to like ask them if they want to be on it. There's a couple folk traditions that'd be cool to have guests on. I think hoodoo would be good. We definitely need somebody that does Santeria.
I'm telling you, we should contact Derica and see if she can come on.
For Santeria?
Yeah, for the Santa Muerte.
Yeah, she's on like Infernal work.
Oh, right now she's Infernal.
We haven't had, Infernals would be good too.
Yeah, we could too.
We haven't had anybody that like, works with the Infernals like full on. So those are like in the future. I have some people in mind for hoodoo. We just have to like reach out to them. And then there's like a couple people from the witch circle that I know practice in like
in that realm.
And so we were thinking about maybe asking them if they would like to join our podcast for an episode. But it seems like too that guests kind of like line up accordingly, because I kept saying I wanted Norse and Celtic all last year, and then boom, our first two guests are Norse and Celtic.
I know. That's like the beauty of the universe. It all lines up. We just throw this out there and then it manifests.
We haven't really had like a Hellenic practitioner on too.
We'll find it.
Yeah.
We'll find it.
And that would probably be fun. I'd probably like I don't know, just go off on that.
Oh my god, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is a good short episode. We'll be back next week with Thomas Moon Eagle. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you all.
All right.
Have an awesome
Enjoy the Reiki.
weekend.